For the third year and counting, Richard Skipper has been celebrating the artists you love. Richard Skipper is all about celebrating life, art, and his guest body of work. Please join us while he showcases these diverse and talented individuals. Here's Richard Skipper.
Almost. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday and welcome to the latest edition of Richard Skipper Celebrates. And of course, it's Friday, so this is my Friday wrap-up show. Who or what are you celebrating today? I am celebrating the fact that all this month I am going to be celebrating Cabaret, which is an art form that I am very much a part of, and I've been a part of for over 35 years. Not only am I celebrating all of that, but I'm also celebrating the fact that after 4 years, I'm returning to live performance. Two of our guests today have actually asked me to be a part of their cabaret series, and I am so excited about that. We'll talk about that a little later. But before we begin, I asked Sherry Callahan from South Carolina, my home state, Myrtle Beach. She is just outside of my hometown to pick a number, 1 through 5, because all of our guests are waiting behind doors. Nobody knows what door they're behind or when they're going to come up. But I'm going to show a film clip, and the clip will be a clue as to who our first guest is. Here it is.
Picture it, not too far from the beaches at Ala Moana, 20 minutes to Waikiki and Diamond Head, 5 minutes from the Honolulu International Airport and Pearl Harbor. My brother Randy and I used to love playing airplanes, flying model planes in our patio. I dream of exotic locations I'd be traveling to someday to escape, wanting out. Wanting what? We'd pretend to be behind the microphones, announcing these fantastic flights. Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you could use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Pan American Airlines, Flight 104, bound for Lima, Peru. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Llama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. United Airlines, Flight 252 to San Francisco, where you too can leave your heart. Now boarding through gate 69. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear angels cheer, 'cause we're together. Trans World Airways proudly announces non-stop service to St. Louis, Missouri. And Jeffrey, you can take this flight plus a connecting flight to LaGuardia, and you'll arrive at your new home in New York City in about 20 years. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Just say the words and we'll beat the birds down to New York Harbor today. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly. Come fly with me, let's fly. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Aloha, Jeff.
Aloha. Oh my God, Richard, I'm first.
You're first. I'll tell you something. when this is a very interesting story. When Carol Channing first arrived in San Francisco, listen to me, in Las Vegas at the beginning of her career, in those days, they used to do shows 24/7, and nobody wanted to follow Jimmy Durante at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was packing them in. And Carol Channing said, I'll follow him because all I have to do is to step into the love. There's a lot of love in the wings. There's a lot of love of people watching. So just embrace it and let's go on that flight.
Oh, thanks so much. And there was a lot of love in the room. That was from my first ever cabaret performance, May 14th, 2022 at Don't Tell Mama, recorded by the wonderful Michael Lee Stever. And yeah, that's the second number of the show, and I just felt the wave. It was sold out, and a lot of people. You could just feel it from the stage. It was incredible. It was incredible.
And it's still going strong. You're coming back this time to Pangea.
Yes. I did 5 shows at Mama's from May through December last year, and after the beginning of the year, I thought, what am I going to do next? And everyone, a lot of friends had said, you should check out Pangea. It's kind of a really, really neat room to play. And I did an open mic there actually a few nights ago, and it was like my first time on that stage. And it's very different. It's sort of like the Brick Room at Mama, but yet it has this. It's just a very, very different vibe. So I'm looking forward to doing the show there March 23rd and April 6th.
Well, I wish you much success with everything. I mean, you say it's very much like being in the Brick Room at Don't Tell Mama. There was a time in New York when cabaret artists would be booked for long stretches of time. Unfortunately, economics and the number of people that are performing and the fact that there aren't that many rooms anymore to play in New York. What are the pluses and minuses of doing a one night only show and then having to wait a little longer before the next performance?
Well, the interesting thing about doing a one night only is that when you advertise it as such as I had, because I really didn't know, it was my first, I had no idea what would happen. Everybody came. I was sold out, which was really strange. A friend had texted me the night before the show on Friday and said, I can't get a ticket. I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course you can get a ticket. He's like, no, you're sold out. And I was shocked. When I did it in the summer, I announced 3 dates and I didn't sell out. I had good crowds, but it didn't sell out because I think people knew, if I can't make this date, I'll just do the next, I'll try for the next one. And of course I did it at the end of the year, right before a snowstorm. So that was a little challenging, but people will come, and I have a lot of support and a lot of, I'm kind of, I guess, building an audience, which is kind of exciting. I've had people come more than once, and it's a real personal story. It's my journey from Hawaii to New York, as you heard from the song. That's kind of a encapsulated of sort of where the show begins, and then it goes all different places. But I think when you do like one night only, I think people really like, I have to go, and you have this excitement, whereas there's a sort of, you're doing it again, so I can't come this week, but I'll come next week. I can't tell you how many times I had that, the people tell me that.
In 42nd Street, Julian Marsh says the greatest 2 words in the English language are show business. I don't think so. I think it's sold out.
Right?
I mean, to hear that you are sold out is
it's the best
nowadays, because yesterday we had Lina Koutrakos on the show, and we were talking about when we first started, there was no social media.
Right.
And everybody got out of the house. Everybody went to see shows. I opened my cabaret show at Don't Tell Mama in 1995. And I was performing at midnight on Friday and Saturday nights, and we were packing them in. I mean, it was just an incredible time. Yeah. But anyway, we've got 5 other people waiting in the wings. So we're going to keep you on camera.
Okay.
Let you pick a mystery question, 1 through 5, and then you're going to bring on our next guest, and I will tell you how that's going to happen. So pick a number 1 through 5.
Okay. How about 4?
And your question is, who is the best director that you've ever worked with, and why?
Oh my God, the best director I ever worked with, and why?
With all due respect to all the directors, instead of singling one person out, let's talk about the greatest piece of advice that you ever got from a director and what that advice was. I like that question better.
Yeah, that's a little. I mean, not easier, but I think it's a little. I think the best advice I ever got was to trust the material and to tell the story. I've been told that numerous times, and what was really nice when I did my open mic song, I'm sort of new to the open mic world too, which is I didn't really do that, and I go and I sing, and it's very supportive, and wonderful people show up at these things, and I did Alfie, and what was nice was one of the singers told me, you told a story, and you weren't Dionne Warwick. And I think that comes from my training of over 40 years of learning that when you have material, you tell the story. That's all you have to do. You trust the material. And there you are. You tell the story, and you make it believable, and you believe what you're saying, and you just go on the journey. And that's pretty much what the best directors I've ever worked with have taught me.
That's great. Well, she is psychic, and you never know that she may channel herself through you. So it could happen. Just show up at Jeffrey's show, and perhaps Dionne Warwick will channel herself.
Hey, I would be thrilled. I would be thrilled. She could read me.
I'm going to let you bring on our next guest. So you will pick a number. Someone's behind door 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I'm going to go with 4 again.
And, well, I'm glad that you called number 4, because we actually met many years ago, thanks to an open mic that I used to host called Wednesday Night at the Iguana with Dana Lorge. And she is going to be doing her own open mic also on Wednesday nights, I'm thrilled to say. And she's here, and I am so happy because we have not seen each other in years until today. And we're seeing each other virtually. And that is Fran Leonardis.
Oh, hi, Fran.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hello,
I went
Fran.
to
And you
Brand
went
for
with something
clothing.
blue on.
Yes, I
She
did.
put blue.
And I found a blue cat and another blue cat and my blue automaton, although the batteries are dead and I can't play it.
Well, I have to tell everyone, today is National Wear Blue Day, and it's for colon cancer.
Okay.
And I just had a colonoscopy a couple of weeks ago. Everything is great. Everyone, if you are of a certain age, and I think we all are here, make sure that you get that colonoscopy. So,
I've had 2.
Yes, yes. Well, my last one was 10 years ago. They said it's
save
time to come back.
lives. They
So-
definitely save lives.
Yeah.
They saved my brother's life a few years ago, so absolutely.
So, Fran, welcome back.
How are you?
It's so good to see you.
I have been raising children and all that nonsense for the last few years, and so I haven't really been singing that much, and I got an opportunity, and I said I have to call Richard Skipper because he's the guy who got me involved in this in the first place. So
That means the world to me. No, we had Wednesday Night at the Iguana. I could do a whole show just on that subject
It was
alone.
amazing.
Every Wednesday night with Dana Lorge, who just had a birthday just a couple of days ago.
Mhm.
Dana, I love and miss you. She was such she was a star. She was a powerhouse.
Without a
And to
doubt.
be on the stage with Dana Lorge, you had to rise to a higher level. So, Fran, you are an actress. I saw you in Gypsy as Mama
Yes.
Rose.
Matter of
Wonderful
fact, my
performance.
husband brought that up. He said, "Didn't Richard come and see you in Gypsy?" Yeah, he
Yes.
did. Mhm.
Yes, I did. But what is it about the open mic that you love?
Well, I tell you, what I really like about it is I like to give people a chance. People that don't usually get out there and do this. It's a lot less stress for them to get out and do 1 or 2 songs versus having to put together a whole hour. And I like to see people have fun.
Mhm.
And it gives people a chance to try out new material, things that they wouldn't necessarily do, or a genre that they're not necessarily comfortable with. Gives them a chance to play a little bit.
So tell us about the venue that you're going to be doing this in and what you
Well-
hope to achieve with this.
Well, what happened was, they had been doing the series for a while, from what I understand, and I get a phone call from a fellow named Chris, who you and I both know from another series I used to be a part of at a place called Pianos in Bloomfield, New Jersey.
I performed there
Yes, you
during
did.
the worst storm of all time.
That was definitely an interesting performance for you. We'll get into that another time. But so Chris called me up and he says, please come and sing for me. He says, I would love for you to do it. This place is perfect for you. So I sang for him a couple of times, and then the thing just died all of a sudden. And I got a phone call around Christmas time from the pianist he was using, who is a lady that was the piano player during Gypsy. And she said, look, Chris is out, and the owner told me to call you. I was like, all right, let's do it. So I met with him. He said, you're funny. You're a lot. You like to talk to people. Let's do this. So I said, great. Give me a month to put it together.
And it's kicking off on April 5th. I will be there. Jeffrey, come and join us.
New Jersey? Yes. Do I need a passport?
You need a dictionary, a wherever you're from to New Jersey dictionary, especially this part of New Jersey.
I have relatives in Freehold, Manalapan. I've been there.
Yeah.
This is East Rutherford. We're very close to New York.
All right. Perfect. I should come. I should come.
The food is fabulous. The food is absolutely fabulous. It's called Annabella's. The whole place is called Annabella's House of Mozzarella.
I was going to say Italian food, right?
Absolutely. Like you read about.
These things, I always love these places where the food is served as well, because I always feel like even though I'm paying for it, I'm singing for my supper. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I always wait to eat after I perform. So hopefully the kitchen will stay open later.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And our show is early enough that the restaurant stays open, so that's really nice about it. And the owner's really nice. He's Italian, like you read about as well. So I mean, that's why we got to when I was there the first time he came to me, he said, yo, he said.
Well, like I said, I have been, out of commission. I mean, this show that I do is a result of COVID. And Peggy Eason, my dear friend who passed away, I threw a memorial for her at the church across the street that I was not even a member of. And after doing this memorial, they didn't charge me a dime for it. And I said, I want to return the favor. Let's do a Christmas concert. I brought in a few friends from the city. We did this Christmas concert. We sold out.
Wow.
And that was the first time that I was in front of an audience in 4 years. And the minister said, and this was the greatest compliment that anyone could pay me. He said, thank you for bringing your living room to our church.
Aww.
And, because that's the feel that I love to have. And that's one of the reasons that I love open mics. So, Fran, I'm going to let you pick our next mystery question, 1 through 4, and then you will bring on our next guest.
I'd like to pick number 1, please.
Number 1, and your question is, I love this. What's the first music that you ever bought on your own?
Ooh.
That's a good one. I believe, you ready for this? I believe it was Elvis Costello, Get Happy.
Wow.
Wow, I love that album.
My first was Judy Garland's Get Happy.
They wore similar clothing, though he wore pants.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, my first...
bring on our next guest. Pick a number 1 through 3.
2.
Number 2. We are meeting for the first time today, but I am so excited because I'm doing my show here in Rockland County on March 12th, and it's really a tryout because I'm taking the show a week later to Capitol Cabaret at Crazy Aunt Helen's. And the man behind Crazy Aunt Helen's is right here, Shane Mayson.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hi,
Shane.
Shane.
Thank you so much for having me, Richard.
Shane, I am so glad that you were here. I'm glad to get to meet you because Parker Nolan and who was on the show yesterday and Lina Koutrakos were both singing your praises. If you haven't seen the show, your ears must have been ringing yesterday because they were just talking. Lina told the story about you having her, hearing her sing and saying that if you ever had a venue, you wanted to have her. And you reached out and made it happen.
Yeah, I'm friends with Justin Rich, who knows Lena, and he did a concert and a master class, I think, I don't know, 15 years ago in Washington, and Lena came down for that, and I went to the concert, and I was blown away, and I fell in love with her, and she doesn't know me, but I always thought like, oh, one day I'm going to know her. One day I'm going to know her. And when I started the process of opening Crazy Aunt Helen's back in 2020, I knew I was going to do something with entertainment. And I sat down and I wrote like a wish list for every category of entertainment that I would have. We do comedy, and we do cabaret, and we do drag shows, and we do open mics, all kinds of stuff. But when I wrote down cabaret, the first name on the list was Lina. And I'm going to tell you, when she was in here, like, I get emotional just thinking about it, because like when you start to see your dreams come true, right? And I was sitting there and I thought, she was doing her little run through, checking out the room and singing with them, and I was in the back signing checks. The hair on the back of my neck was standing up, and I was just trying not to look at her because I just couldn't. I knew I would get emotional. And she finished, and I walked over, and I was like crying, and I was just like, I love you. Thank you so much. It's the power of cabaret is it's really powerful. There's like a vulnerability of this. I'm in awe of y'all, being able to sort of tell a story and stand on the stage without all the trappings of a show, and it's just you and them and whoever is accompanying you. And it's,
to me, that's the real magic of this business. And it saddens me that we've gotten so far away from that everyone feels that there has to be the spectacle of the lighting and the smoke and everything. As I said yesterday, I've always said that I'm a lighting designer's worst nightmare. And I say this because I go into a venue and they want to do all this special stuff with the lighting. And I said, all I want to do is to see the faces of the people in the audience. And if the light is in my face, I can't see them. And I know that that's rare, because a lot of artists want that wall around them. Not me. As you will see, Shane, my show is the audience, and Fran will tell you this, for me, the audience comes first.
Yeah.
Before me, before the songs, before everything, the audience is first. If they're not having a good time, why am I doing it?
Right.
So I want to ask you, do you have a background in performing at all?
Well, okay, so I went to university for dramatic arts. I thought I was going to be a big star. I fell into restaurant work because that's what actors do, right? And I moved to New York City, and I spent about 15 years in New York. What I tell people is, I did a lot of restaurant work, which means I was not very good.
Well, I did too.
I just wasn't that great. But I really love restaurants too. To me, there's a performance element. I'm from South Carolina too, and so that sense of hospitality, it's sort of bred into us. That feeling of like, I want you to have fun, and how can I help you do that? And so restaurants are really, I think, what my mission on earth is meant to be, right? And now, because I have this space, I get to bring people like you in and get that sort of performance. You know, I love creative people. I'm creative. So being around that energy is, it fills my soul.
Well, I am so excited. I cannot wait to be there. I am like, I feel like a colt or a horse that's in the starting gate, just waiting to get out there and do it. So I can't wait. Washington, D.C., watch out. You've
Bring
been
it.
used the last 4 years. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Bring it.
Bring it on. So, Shane, I'm going to let you pull a number 1 through 3 for your mystery question, and then we'll bring on our next guest.
All right, Fran, you took mine 1. That was a good question, 2. So I'm going to go with 2.
And your question is, well, it's a statement. It's a positivity statement. And the statement is, my presence is my power. What is it about your presence, Shane, that you feel that you bring to the table?
I'm sorry, I was breaking up a little bit, I think.
No, that's okay. The statement is, my presence is my power. What is it about your presence that you feel that you bring to the table that separates you from most people in this industry?
That's a really deep question. That's deep. I would say that I bring a spirit of trust, support, and optimism to the table. And I think that the combination of those 3 things, especially where performers are concerned, you know, I don't like to get in the way of people. Like, you know what you're doing. I just want to be there to support that and offer a space for it, if that makes sense. So
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you bring on our next guest, either door number 1 or door number 2.
I feel the power. I'm going to say number 3.
Number 3.
Is that right? Is that what I was supposed to do, or number 2? Number 1 or 2?
1 or 2.
I did a lot of drugs in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, that's quite all right.
A little in the 2000s too, I'm not going to lie. 2.
Okay, so bear with me because I'm going to try to do something here. I am going to try to bring on a video clip that was a little too large to upload, but they are phenomenal. And let's go here, and I think I'm going to make this happen. Let's see. Yes.
People.
When an artist asks you if you'd like to hear their original music, you pretend to be excited about this stuff.
I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to let you go. 'Cause I love time. Not loving you.
Couples. Is it Charles and Jackie?
Jessica.
Jessica, I keep doing that too.
Yeah. How are you gonna blow up this spot? Charles hasn't come with Jackie since you've been married, so Jackie's out of the picture now.
I am trying to get rid of the screen here. I'm telling you, the video was large, so there we are.
Yay.
I want to tell you how lucky we are to have both of you here, because you two are the hardest working people in show business. You do what it takes the rest of us to do, and you're doing consistently. And as Sean Patrick Murtaugh just said, he saw you at the lineup and you were phenomenal, and I know you are, because I have been lucky enough to see you live as well. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
Thank you
us.
for having us.
Hi,
Yeah,
everyone
it's
else.
Hey.
And a special thank you to Richard, because Richard knew us when we first started the duo, and we weren't very good.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, that's not
you know,
true.
He lied to us, told us we were, so we continued, and now we're okay. So thank you
That's
for
not
those.
true. You've always been wonderful. First of all, Acute Inflections. Where does the name come from?
We kind of made it up. No, we really did. We were literally on our way to a gig, and we said we can't just keep calling ourselves Alicias Duo, because he exists too. So we felt we needed to come up with a name that really embodies our music, like what's happening in our music, and I guess our combination. So we felt Acute was minimal, just the two of us, and Inflections, just like how our music just inflects. Ta-da! Yeah.
It is a great, great name. Are you surprised? I'm not. At the success that the two of you are having with with your work.
Yeah, people are nuts.
Yeah. I mean, I think we are, because sometimes when you look at the people who are successful and you're like, I'm not doing that, I don't want to do that, I'm never going to do that, and you're unsure if there's an appetite for something a little different, but I guess there is. So
Yeah.
we're grateful for that.
And I have to say, and I know that Jeffrey and Fran are going to agree with me on this, how lucky the two of you are that you are a self-contained act. Because, I mean, we are always putting all those elements together to do a show. It's a lot of work, but you live together, you work together, you sing together. What do you do? Do you ever get any time apart from each other?
Not enough, but we do. I mean, he asked the question.
We do. We have sections of the house that if you cross there, your life is on the line. But no, we've definitely we honor each other's space majority of the time, and we've learned to communicate a lot better, and it's getting better. We're very honest with each other. Him more than me. I'm still, trying to keep my pearls, in place. But yeah, we find we're real honest with each other so that we can continue growing with each other.
But I would say it's not for everyone.
No,
that's for sure. There's certain couples that I would like, don't even try this.
I will
ruin you.
One of the things that I really love about both of you is that you have fused this modern sensibility to the work that you're doing with an homage to where we've come from. I mean, just look at you. I mean, the gardenia, the hair, and I mean, stunning. And I would not want to be apart from you at all, ever.
We have a spare bedroom if you need it.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't have all the facts. That's why he's
very true.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So who came up with the sense of your style? Your branding and everything is like right on.
I kind of have a little bit of fashion background, and of course with theater, I was in the costume shop all the time. And he read a lot of spy novels, so that whole idea of Bond, James Bond, when I told him that he has to ditch the sweatpants and the hoodies, he's like, so long as I could be Bond, James Bond, then, so him being open to that, and then of course pulling over fashion /
I'll say this: the entire way our creative process works with everything is she births it and then I polish it. So she'll buy like 20 dresses, and then I'll go through them and I'm like, let's get rid of 17 of these. So it's her who's like bringing this stuff into the world, but I do have my might say, my veto power.
Yeah, which she loves to abuse.
I don't
No.
abuse it.
We're going to bring on our next guest in a few moments, but before we do, I mean, you've got all this incredible work that you're doing here, but people can travel with you. And I love this. I mean, here we are. I mean, this trip to Sicily
Yeah.
in September.
Yeah. You coming?
You know, I'm seriously thinking of it. I can't think of anything better.
Yeah. What else do you have to do?
Yeah. We have a 5-day option. We have a 5-day option and a 10-day option if you really love us. But we decided to, though you didn't ask why, but we're just telling you why. This year makes 10 years of us as Acute Reflections. We've actually survived that long and counting.
So we have to celebrate.
In a big way.
Yeah.
And what's cool about the trip, it really allows the fans or whoever comes with us to really get to know us. And we get to know them too.
Yeah, it's intimate, it's relaxed. It's not like that after show conversation where you already know what they're going to ask you and it's kind of rushed. You know, we're going to be with each other for a week and we're going to be doing some really cool things, going on a private yacht, cooking classes, going to wineries, you know.
And then, of course, performing. There'll be,
Yeah.
you know, front row while I attempt to sing in Italiano for people.
Yeah, actually, we should talk to Fran since she's going to be at that Italian restaurant. And was it East Rutherford? Is that what it was?
East Rutherford.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've got, since there are two of you, one of you will get to pick who goes first.
Ladies.
Okay. So pick a number 1 through 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's not that hard.
Stop. Okay, there's a process here. 3, because it's actually, we're a trio because our baby girl
That's
is
right.
part of the process. So, the 3.
And I love this. This is a statement. It's, I own my truth and I speak it freely. What is your truth when you're singing?
To be honest to the lyrics and the story that it wants to that wants to be told. Like, I have to be authentic. We fight all the time because he's all about the rhythms, and I'm like, but it does not match the word and the stories and this and the other. I need to hold it so that it can, you know.
And this is your fault, Richard. People like you, like her Broadway background, it's so dramatic and it's so like, there's a downbeat coming up. We can't just be all drama all day. Like, so,
he doesn't understand.
Well, to give away a line from my show, and Shane, you know, I say in the show, because my show is unscripted. It's all based on questions from the audience. Wow. And I say that I come to New York to be an actor, but God, the universe, everything had other plans for me. There are all these other things that I did. Life is not scripted. So just go with the flow. Just go with the rhythm.
Yes.
That's what I say.
Okay, whatever, dude.
So now you get to pick a number, 1 or 2.
2.
And your question, it's also, what was your first music that you ever bought?
Oh, I want to say Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. Yeah.
Fancy.
I wouldn't exactly say I bought it. I kind of stole it from my best friend's parents and left them like whatever I had in my piggy bank. I'm like, you're not getting this back. I really like it. But it was, the intention was to buy it. You know what I mean?
And I could be wrong, but I think that yesterday was the anniversary of Miles Davis's passing away. So it's interesting that you mentioned his name today. So I am very excited about our next guest, who has been waiting so patiently in the wings. She's a real life princess, everyone. She has her own movement called the Smile Revolution. And no one makes me smile. I got to bring this over here because I have my very own Mindy Fredkin doll. Yes, there you are. Princess Wow.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see you all. I know I have been very patient, but it's been perfect, actually. It's been great to hear everybody.
You have your own show, but you also started out, I mean, we've covered Hawaii today. We've covered New Jersey, South Carolina, Baltimore. But you also, started out doing cabaret work early on as well. You had your own cabaret show that you traveled around with. Am I correct?
Well, I don't. No, I never thought of it. No, I didn't think of it as cabaret. No, it was really. I don't know. I thought it was more just like a one-woman show. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't categorize it in that way. But before the pandemic, I was touring with my one-woman show, and yeah,
Well, tell me
and
a little
then
bit about your one-woman show. By the way, that's a wonderful hat you're wearing, Mindy.
yeah, well, I make the hats. I'm a woman of many hats, and I want to show you really quick. This is my latest doll. And she has blue hair because my hair is now fading, but it was bright blue or purple, then it went blue. But anyway, this is from a photo shoot from Robbie Quinn. These dolls are all from photos that this doll maker makes. I don't make them. But anyway, since we're supposed to wear blue, I had to show you my latest doll with blue hair. Anyway, so anyway, before the pandemic, I was traveling with my show Ageless Wonders, a grown-up kids guide to realizing we're new. And then when the pandemic hit, I had this Smile Revolution project since for 18 years, actually, since 2005. It was the last time my dad gave me his smile before he passed on. I had a difficult relationship with him. And when he gave me his last smile, it was so powerful for me, and it changed my life for the better. And then I was doing I also, for many years, done a one-woman show with my hats called A Hat Happening. And I was doing it for an independent film in the city. And after he gave me that smile, I was interviewed, and out of my mouth came, "We need a smile revolution in the world." And it was just like this inspired thought. And then he passed on a week later, and then I went through a very dark period, almost didn't make it. And then, but I was on the radio a lot in Woodstock, New York. And it was like Christmas week of 5. I heard this thought came to me. It's time to start the Smile Revolution. So anyway, it's been a long journey I've had a radio show interviewing musicians and authors, and then I had concerts, and anyway, I have a whole album of Smile songs. I'm a singer-songwriter too with my ex-husband, my husband, Roland. And so anyway, it's been a long journey. So when the pandemic hit, and then I've been making hats, and I'm very multifaceted with my career. So anyway, I went to hat school at FIT many years ago in New York, and I was a stand-up comic. So it's like I have all these different talents. But anyway, so when the pandemic hit, the first week, I just started doing a show to help people smile, because I had a radio show. I had all this, material. I had my dolls, I had my costumes and hats and wigs. And anyway, I just started doing a variety of shows to help people smile, from baking shows to in my closet. People love my clothes are all bright colors to help people smile. And I was doing all these shows and dance parties and promoting musician friends. And anyway, so and then I got back, thanks to Richard Skipper. He helped me, the StreamYard. Anyway, he was guiding me through learning how to do StreamYard so I could get back into interviews. So thank you, Richard. It's because of you.
Wonderful. Everybody check out her YouTube channel. I mean, she's interviewed everybody. All the ones that I don't get, she gets, and vice versa.
Oh, anyway, yeah. So anyway, So I just really love doing interviews, and people say I'm really good at it. I just enjoy it so much to promote other artists, like Richard does too. But people say to me, I like, you don't need a guest. People say to me, you don't need a guest. I like seeing me, like my quirky self, and I sing with the ukulele, and I'm singing smile songs and my dolls, everything. So anyway, I'm working on a new one-woman show too, Richard, and I'm going to be doing a run through soon, and I'm going to be, I can give you the title. You want to have the title?
Oh yeah, I would love it. And if I can be there, I'll be there.
Yeah, the title is Woodstock or Bust: How a Hat Designer Started a Revolution.
We'll come to East Rutherford and do a number or two.
Yes, maybe. So anyway, we can talk about it. Anyway, so that's my I'm working on that, and then I'm continuing my online show. It's Thursdays at 8 Eastern time. It's part live, part recorded now. So anyway, next week is Willie Nile, if anybody's heard of Willie Nile, who's an amazing musician.
So On your own show, you come up with a quote or a smile, something for a smile every day. So, what's your smile quote for today? Do you have one handy?
Oh, well, my favorite quote, actually, one of my favorite quotes is "Peace begins with a smile," and that's from Mother Teresa.
Yes.
And it's a
definitely.
magnet I have on my refrigerator 'cause it's one of my favorite ones. I have many, but that's like my go-to one.
Well, one of the things that as everyone who knows me knows, that I'm all about celebrating, and I believe that every day is worth celebrating. And I want to talk now with each of you about some of the things that we're celebrating today. And Jeffrey, I'm going to start with you. Um, Believe it or not, and this is going to happen with me as soon as this show is over, this is a National Day of Unplugging. And this started as a movement to unplug our phones, to unplug our computers, to unplug these distractions. And I want to ask you, Jeffrey, is this something that you think that you could jump on board with or not?
I just turned my phone off. That's how much into this I am. Yeah, I think I could. My husband would probably disagree with me, but I try not to. I mean, it's terrible. We're watching television and I'm looking at a tab. My niece is texting me pictures of my nieces doing stupid things, and he wants me to listen to the news on Ukraine and this happened. And I'm like, no, I know, but look at this video, So yeah, I think I could probably use some unplugging. Definitely.
No. Well, I recently left Facebook, which
You did.
I did leave
You
Facebook.
did.
I go to Facebook one day a month. That's it.
Wow.
That's my one day, and I choose the day. It's on my calendar on what that day will be, and I am only there for 5 hours. And it gives me, I mean, it's in the background. I'm not on it for 5 hours. But
Don't lie.
yes, but I left it on December 1st, and quite frankly, I don't miss it.
Oh,
And
great.
and
That's
my
really good.
reasons for wanting to leave Facebook is because I think we're all in danger of becoming items in a person's newsfeed, and I desire and require a little bit more than that. So I'm out. So I'm going to move on to you, Fran. And today is also, are you ready for this? Cold Cuts Day.
Go ahead.
Cold cuts.
Are you a big
Well-
Cold Cuts fan?
On the weekend, we tend to do a sandwich on the Sunday. My children, my husband likes a sandwich on Sunday after we grocery shop. But then you put them in the refrigerator and they become science projects.
Are you a cook? I mean, do you cook?
I cook pretty much every night.
Wow.
Yeah. Every I have two growing boys. My I have
3
two
men
teenage boys.
that you cook for every night. Fran, you deserve an award. You need constant calls from the Princess Wow.
I was raised by a crazy old Italian woman who did the same thing. I had no choice.
Wow. Wow. So Shane, today, as I mentioned earlier, and it's Dress in Blue Day. You said you're wearing jeans. Because of the lighting, your sweatshirt looks like it's blue.
Yes, I sort of pushed my little waistline up when I noticed that myself. I was like, the gray shirt is kind of blue.
Yes.
Go with
So
that.
I mentioned earlier that it's Dress in Blue Day because of colon cancer, colonoscopy. When was the last time you had a colonoscopy?
Ooh. Well, I had one when I was 48 and I'm 56, so 8 years ago.
Wow. Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
Great. You're doing great.
Math is not my forte.
What was that?
Math is not my forte.
Oh, no. Well, 60, I just turned 62. It was time, to do it again. So that's great. Sean, thank you for showing up. He has to leave. Acute inflections. Today is Employee Appreciation Day. Now, as I said earlier, the two of you are a self-contained act, but you perform in venues all over. What makes appearing in these different venues go very well for you? Shane is listening.
Thanks for the pressure.
When it goes well, I guess
That's
we
true.
got to put that caveat out there. When I think it's when the team at the venue appreciates your art for what it is, for the fact that you're trying to deliver a message and bring some smiles and some love and some peace to people's lives, versus the venues that have you there almost as bait to attract an audience so that they can sell some food and overpriced drinks. So yeah, it's just the appreciation of the art.
Love that.
Look, do you see what Shane is doing?
True, yes.
You,
I think we need to talk to Shane.
you've got to get on Shane's radar. Shane, they are phenomenal.
I'm writing your down.
So Princess, wow, Mindy, this next one is perfect for you because it is I Want to Be Happy Day.
Great. Okay,
Now,
well, here.
are you generally happy?
What?
You want to get happy?
Yes. That to me.
Yes.
And
just have fun.
We need more fun.
Yes. So are you generally a happy person? I mean, that's the vibe that I get from you.
Not always. I mean, I have my challenges like everyone, but it's like I have sometimes you need to smile at me to remind me to smile. It's like giving and receiving smiles. It's not like some people I know smile all the time and are happy all the time. I've come from I was depressed a lot in my life, and I've come from like a really difficult childhood emotionally and mentally. So it's like I've had to overcome a lot to be able to smile. And it's like this is my new show is like goes into my journey of how I've been able to do this smile revolution, how I'm still, through my spiritual, journey and my art and everything. So it's really been me overcoming a lot to be able to, but, I still have, I have like my issues, we all do, but I've learned through a lot of overcoming a lot through my spiritual quest that, it's like gratitude, as you talk about, it's like gratitude. There's tools to be able to shift your thought to be able to smile.
And there was one other mystery question, and I'm going to ask it to you now. If you could meet any historical figure, who would you choose and why?
Is that for me?
That's for you.
Okay. Historical figure. And why? Oh, God. Richard, you always ask these challenging questions. Historical. Let me think. I don't know. Now I'm going blank here. Wait a second. An historical. I don't know why I'm thinking Abraham Lincoln. Do not ask me why, but he's coming to my thought.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I've saw the movie, the movie of Abraham Lincoln. And I don't know. He just seemed like such a spiritual person and just so I don't know, just so special and amazing. And I just always, just thought he was so incredible. It would be really amazing to talk to him.
That's great. Now I'm going to do a giveaway today, and the giveaway is based on the word consistency. Every day I pull a word, and the word I pull today is consistency. So if you comment with the word consistency, you may also get a chance to win a prize. So I'm going to ask in terms of your art, and I want you each to comment. What does consistency mean for you, Jeffrey, in this business, either on stage, off stage, or all of the above?
I think being consistent involves just, keep sticking to your guns and knowing what works for you. And when you figure it out, as I recently have, I think, by putting my show together, then sticking with it and just being consistent and doing the show the way that you've developed it, that it's in your head, that works, that you've had people come see you and tell you, wow, that was really great. And just knowing that sort of helps you kind of maintain a really strong professional level of showmanship. It's really important to, once you set the show, I'm always about setting the show. And of course you are always allowed to, things happen and you do have that freedom. But within the structure, I like the freedom within the structure of, I know I can return to what is in place. So for me, consistency is key.
That's great. Fran, same question. 1 second here. One question. Same question.
Consistency for me, first thing that comes to mind is parenting. I'm still in the middle of that, so that comes to my mind. Presenting a unified front with things and making sure that things are the same and you're within reason, and making sure that people know that they're cared for and loved.
That's great. Great answer. Shane?
I would say for me, consistency comes into play for just doing my best. And I talk about this with the team all the time. We all have our bad days, like Princess Wow just said, right? We all are human. But even on our bad days, if I strive to be my best on even my worst day, I'm doing the best I can. So especially in the restaurant business, just trying to be our best today for whatever that situation is in the world.
Great answer. Acute inflections.
I think consistency for us is honesty and commitment. They kind of go hand in hand in order to produce consistency. We are committed, and it's not always easy to be committed, but it's approaching everything, every task, every show, every challenge with commitment, and being honest in our display. That's what consistency looks like for us, I think.
That's great. Princess Wow?
For me, it's keep creating, moving forward with your art, and even if it's a little each day, just keep moving forward with it. And like right now, I'm learning guitar, and I'm back with my ukulele, and it's like just trying to every day. Not that I make my mark every single day, but like trying to, even if I do a little each day, you just accumulate and you get better. And with my shows, it's like the more you do your shows and everything you're creating, you get better. And it's the commitment.
Great. So let's do a giveaway, and let's see who is going to be our winner today. And I'll tell you, I have great merchandise, but I have the new Richard Skipper Celebrates mug, which I will show here. Pam Stubbs is our winner, and there's the new mug, Maria Casaro with it. And Pam, I hope to see you in Washington, D.C. It would mean a lot to see you there. So I am going to give my closing remarks, and then I'm going to give each of you a chance to have your last word. It could be about anything that we spoke about today that you want to build upon, anything that we didn't talk about that you wish we had, or just any final message that you want to leave everyone with today. And I will pick the next person, and then you will pick the person after that, and so on, and so on, and so on, until the last person is standing. Don't worry about how to end the show. As soon as you say goodbye, the final credits will roll. Ziggy, stop singing. Ziggy, stop. My Alexa went off. I gave my Alexa a sex change because every time they would mention the name on TV, it would go off. So I changed it, but it just went off. So anyway, consistency. Consistency not only is about the work that we're doing, it's about the work that all of you who are watching do as well. Every person who is on the show today, they give of their hearts and their souls with the work that they do. Check them out. All of their links, all their information will be on my YouTube channel. Check out what they're doing. If you're able to attend their shows, great. If you're not able to attend their shows, treat a friend to their shows. You never know. That friend will love a great night out, and there's nothing like live entertainment. Carol Channing once said, for a show to succeed, you need people from all walks of life. You need doctors and housewives and lawyers and teachers all sitting in the dark watching those artists on stage. And those of us who have the privilege, and it is a privilege, to be on stage, appreciate it when you all consistently show up. I end every show by telling everyone to go out and do something nice for somebody else without expecting anything in return. Pick up the phone and call someone that you have not spoken to in a while. Not an email message, not a text message, not a private inbox message, but a phone call. And let that person know how they've made a difference in your life. It's better that we do it now before it's too late. I have a dear friend who says we're all in the same storm, but we're in different sized boats. Some are in canoes, some are in yachts, some are on sailboats, some are pushing tugboats upstream. It doesn't matter what size boat you're on, as long as you have a skipper by your side. And with that, I'm going to leave the screen, and Jeffrey, I'm turning it over to you. Thank you.
Oh man, I get to go first again. Jeez, Richard. I just really want to briefly say thanks to Richard for doing these. I've been blessed to be on this. This is my second time. He's a huge cheerleader and supporter of the community, and I'm so grateful that I get whatever time I get to be here and hawk my show. 2 more shows. One in March, one in April. And then I don't know, I may actually put this one aside. And this week was the first time I thought, I think I want another show. I want to do something different, which is like, it's kind of scary, but it's also really, really exciting because it's something to look forward to. So with that, Richard, I forget, do you make, I want to say also, really great meeting you all. I think you're all phenomenal. Wow. I'm so grateful that I got to do this with you all, and wishing you all the very best for the rest of the year. And thank you again for the opportunity, Richard. Thank you so much. And come see Aloha Oi. You'll be glad you did. Aloha. Now, do I take myself? I think, Richard, you take this off, right? How does that work?
And you have to select the next person.
Oh, I select the next person. You, Princess Wow.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm really grateful to Richard for inviting me today as well, and it's been a real joy to meet everybody and share ideas, and it's been really wonderful. And my shows online are Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and sometimes there are interviews. Sometimes it's my solo show. I'm excited about my new show that I'm going to be premiering, or not premiering. I'll probably be doing a run through first, but I'm working on a venue, figuring out where I'm doing that. And I'm just grateful to be here. And what I always say is keep smiling, keep sweet, join the smile revolution. We all have challenges, but you can focusing on gratitude. And sometimes I forget to, is really helps us be able to smile and to look for the good, because there's always good going on, but we just have to see it in the midst of, we all have challenge, in the midst of whatever's going on. There's always, you have to look for the good. So thank you, and have a good weekend, everyone. And I guess I'm going to turn this over to Shane.
Okay. First, I want to say thank you, Richard, for inviting me on. This is definitely unexpected. I just run a restaurant, so it's really cool to be invited to come on and talk to really fun, creative, talented people. Secondly, I want to say, Fran, break a leg for your show that you have coming up. Acute. I'm going to be reaching out because it sounds like we need you here in Washington. And please come. I want to tap a little bit on what Richard said. It is very important to go out and see live entertainment. Venues like mine, we are always struggling with making sure that we are able to support the arts, and we need the people to come in order for that to happen. So please go out and see shows. Invite you to Crazy Aunt Helen's, my place, but if you're not in DC, please, please, please go out to places in your area. And with that, I will turn it over to Fran.
Well, hi everyone. Richard, thank you so much for having me, and I'm so happy to have connected with you again. It's been too many years, and I'm so looking forward to singing with you at Annabella's. It's going to be a great night. Place is great. The food is great. I really don't know what to say here. The biggest thing I might take away that I want everybody to know is remember to always speak to people like you would want to be spoken to, because you never know who you're talking to. You could be talking to a president of a company, the most important person in the room. Make sure you speak politely to everybody, because you never know. So yeah, April 5th. I'm going to be singing and with 4 other people: Madison Washer, Laura Castellano, Adelaide Procopa, and Richard Skipper. Adelaide Procopa I've known since she's a kid. She sang with my son, and she's a beautiful girl, and she's doing background work in different TV shows now, and she's just fabulous. Laura Castellano, the fabulous singer that I found at Annabella's in Madison Washer, is singing all over New Jersey theater, and I can't wait to get everybody in front of a crowd. And thank you again, Richard, for having me. And I can't wait to see you. And Acute Inflections, I can't wait to find you someplace local, because there's a lot of stuff I'm hearing, and your hair is gorgeous with this over here. I love it. You're beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, Acute Inflections.
Thanks so much, Fran. And thank you, Richard. Thank you so much. I'll say a little something. I'm sure Siddiqui will say something as well, too. Yes, thank you, Richard, for having us here. And it was beautiful to be share this platform with the rest of you lovely people today. I think I'm grateful for today, because I see now that what we do is actually cabaret. We didn't realize that that is what we do is actually what it's called. We would hear it, but I think today is the first time it really sank in, and we're excited to lean into it more and embrace that calling, I guess, in our journey. So we're excited to share with you all. I hope to meet you all one day, those of you watching, and that we can share that magic.
Speaking
boldness.
Of which, we're actually doing a Bob Marley tribute show at the Bean Runner Cafe in Peekskill, New York. I think it's Sunday, March 19th.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're free that afternoon, I think around 4 o'clock, come hang out with us. We've got a Bob Marley tribute album. We'll be doing some songs from that. We'll be talking about how our romantic vacation in Jamaica led to us recording that album, and it did really well. And I guess what we'd like to leave you with is something we leave our fans with at our shows. Just a reminder that in order to make this world a better place, we all need to accept the challenge of loving each other despite the less than lovable things about each other. So we like to just remind people, love despite. And I think Princess Wow said it best with peace starts with a smile. And I think that's something we're going to have to borrow for our shows. So find someone that you don't like and smile.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great start to finding that bridge, that connection, that ability to love them despite the differences.
Yeah. So I'm even going to start in my own home. When I'm feeling low, I'm going to look at Siddiqui with a smile.
Okay, they're recording this, so I'm gonna pull this clip up.
It's fine. I'll be held accountable because
we'll see. I'll let you guys know next time we're on here.
What is it? Consistency? Yes. Yeah. Smile. Be well, everyone. Take care.